up, good people? I am Dr. Miracle Jackson. Welcome back, or welcome to Go and Grow. On this channel, we talk about all things health, wealth, and overall happiness in life. In today's video, I am diving into one of the most popular, high-ranking, most searched topics in 2025, and that is how to make money online. So I'm gonna keep it real with you for someone that has actually tried these methods. All right, so as you know, this is part 2 of my series. When I first quit my job, I was really trying to figure out, one, how do I multiply my income streams? And also, what does that actually look like? What resources can I use? How can I generate at least some income until I completely replace or double the income that I had from my 9-to-5 job? Now, full transparency, I expected to make way more money by now, but one of the things that I've learned to appreciate, oftentimes we get into this hustle culture and we want these fast results. I was just expecting these overnight results. Sometimes we're not gonna have that happen. And I told myself after quitting my job that I was not going to go back immediately into looking for another role. That's mainly because I'm taking this time to just work on myself and heal, and honestly just catch up with myself. I've been keeping myself busy with jobs and projects and all these different things, and I just didn't have the flexibility in my time to focus on myself. So when I say it's easy to make money, right, I could easily go and get another job. There are jobs out there. This is intentional. I am intentionally staying, I guess, with no job, unemployed, because it's worth it to me. I'm so tired of just this hustle life of just always having to just sacrifice my time for money. If you watch my last video, one of the main things that I said is stop trading your time for money. And that's because you can waste your time, you can't get that back. But you could waste money, you can get it back, right? And so one of the things that I'm learning how to do is to invest my time to make money. So that's not trading it, right? Those are two different things. Now, if you have a 9-to-5, there's nothing wrong with that, right? Everybody goes through their own life experiences. My life experience, I've been working back to back for so long, even while I was full-time in school. Y'all, I was getting my doctorate and I was in a full-time 9-to-5. So when I talk about grinding, I can grind, but look, I don't want to have to do that anymore. To give you background, I've always had a 9-to-5, but I never really understood what I was trading it for, and I was trading it for my time. Now, granted, I have experiences that are now able to fund a lot of the different things that I'm able to do in my life, but I wasn't worried about spending my time wisely. Life is not all about working. That's one of the things that I have learned with being just post quitting my job, and what happened after is I'm finding so much peace, y'all. I am content. Even on days where I'm not having any income coming in, I'm content because I understand I'm investing this time into myself. And granted, those journeys that I took within those different jobs, those different organizations, different careers and things like that, it helped build me up to the woman that I am today, right? It gave me the experiences that I can be able to share with you today. It brought value, but just not the value that I'm looking for in my life right now. The value that I'm looking for is peace of mind. And I'm not saying that you have to quit your job in order to find peace of mind. You don't have to do that. I just have my own life experiences, and I'm just here to keep it real and just share those with you. I'm gonna be talking about a few different income streams that you can, side hustles, ways to make money online, how to be able to multiply your income streams. All right, let's get into it. So there are so many ways to make money. You have delivery apps, you have rideshare apps, you have investment apps, and then you also have freelance and gig type stuff. So first off, delivery apps. You got Uber Eats, DoorDash, Instacart, things that are focused on delivering food and things like that. They might have like retail mixed in there, but overall, those are the main kind of products that you're delivering. And then you also have rideshare apps. You can have Lyft, Uber, and then there's also freelance apps. You could use TaskRabbit, Upwork, Fiverr. You can even resell things that you have in your house, and you can put it on Facebook Marketplace, and you can use those different types of apps to be able to make some money. So all that to say, there are a variety of different ways to be able to make money. And then of course with investment apps, there's like Robinhood, there's Schwab, there's E-Trade. There are just options that you have as far as investing your money. And eventually, right, the goal is to have it to where you're not having to trade your time for money. Now, of course, you're gonna have to invest some time in the beginning, but I don't view that as a waste of time. I look at that as investing your time into wealth that can be able to be multiplied later on down the line. So All that to say, you have long-term income that you can be generating through some of these, or you have fast money income, right? Where you get it the same day and there's just this immediate results. Delivery apps, rideshare, things like that, you're gonna have immediate results, right? Some fast money. And then on the latter half, Upwork, Fiverr, like you have to build your portfolio in order to attract the type of clients that are gonna pay for those services. And you can do products, you could do services, you can even have a contract, right? And you can just be like a repeat freelancer that clients are looking for. There are so many people looking for all different types of things. For example, on Upwork, one of the most common type of jobs that you'll see is a PowerPoint slide design. Somebody just put some content in a PowerPoint, they're like, oh, I need somebody to design this, make it look presentable for sales pitch or an investment pitch or different things of where they need it to look professional, right? And then you can get smooth 50 to 200 bucks or even more depending on how many slides, right? What the timeline is and things like that. And then you also have like Robinhood. So with Robinhood, Charles Schwab, E-Trade, these are all investment apps, right? These are brokerage apps that you can be able to invest your money into different companies, preferably S&P 500, and just companies that are going to make you money, right? So quick story, last year when I first got into this job that I just finished quitting, one thing I will say is I'll never forget how much the job opened up my eyes to more ways to make wealth. If I included all the different benefits that the job have on top of the pay and the commission and the bonus and things like that, that's over 6 figures worth of income and benefits and value for a full compensation package. And so one of those things was, one, you get a free financial advisor, and then also they gave me stocks, right? And then of course I had to invest time in the company in order to get them. And I didn't get all of them, and that's okay with me because the whole point of that experience was that I learned how to become an investor. I learned how to invest my money so that way situations where life hits, like now, and I quit my job, I choose myself, I choose betting on myself, and I know that my money is going to be multiplied regardless on if I have income coming in. Right? So I'm making money regardless is what I'm trying to say, because I've invested my money in companies that are going to give me money back, right? Dividend stocks, interest income stocks. There are so many different types of stocks. That's going to be for another video on how, if you're new to stocks or you have no idea, or stocks has always been like this thing where I don't get it. You know, I used to be the same way, all right? And I'm going to tell you in another video where the focus is on stocks, right? Because that's a whole different ball game on how you can be able to multiply your income streams, right? But outside of stocks, there are ways that you can be able to use these freelance apps, these delivery apps, these rideshare apps that you can be able to make money. And there are even some clients out there, even some apps where you can test different apps out and you can make money from it. Now, I personally have not tried that yet. I'm just sharing knowledge on different ways to make money. And then in a later video, I'll show you in detail how to actually do that. All right, so for Uber Eats, DoorDash, Instacart, these type of delivery apps, I always recommend doing those at peak times. That's gonna vary by your region and your time zone. And then also, there are gonna be like these freelance apps to help you generate income, but it's a bit slow. It's a slower start. Unless if you've already been building a brand on, people are already familiar with your work, and then they already know how to find you. It's obviously gonna vary. I've tried Upwork. I haven't tried Fiverr yet. I haven't tried TaskRabbit yet, but I've heard great things about them. The reason why I started off with Upwork is because there were so many content creators that were talking about that last year. So I'm starting off with Upwork. It doesn't mean that I'm gonna only stick with Upwork. That's just where I'm at for right now. I haven't had any clients just yet, which was a huge surprise to me. But then I realized after a few weeks that I never completed my profile. And so people obviously were like, who's this person? And so make sure you complete your profile. Maybe you'll get gigs a lot faster. But so now I'm building my profile. Now I'm adding different examples and things like that to help build trust with the clients, because just putting your LinkedIn page isn't enough. Some people don't want to go to your LinkedIn. Some people don't want to do the research of finding out who you are. You just have to go out there, show them, and make it super easy. That's just a little bit on the freelance end of it. So rideshare, Uber, Lyft, those are the most popular kinds. I've found that you make the most money when people have to go into work and when people are leaving work. These apps will tell you which locations to go to, so that way you can maximize your income, especially during peak time. So it's just all about organizing your day, managing your time, and then also being mindful on gas, your car, different people that you're allowing in your vehicle. I started Lyft and Uber a few years ago when I had first moved to the area. One of my first ways of just making some quick income until I had got a full-time job. I stopped doing it and then I recently started getting back into it. So I already have a profile built that builds trust with riders. So it makes the acceptance rates a lot easier. It makes just the overall experience of rideshare a little bit smoother. Now I'm gonna tell you some stories. So you're gonna have those people that what I'll say is you're in control of the atmosphere that you set in the car. You don't want any weirdos, obviously. And it's also just like an energy check. What I'll say about rideshare is if you're really picky with how many miles you're putting on your car, if you're really picky with messes that people might leave unintentionally, right? I've never had anybody that full-blown throwing up in the car, just being a whole mess. I don't do Uber and Lyft or any rideshare late at night because I don't know, something about when it's dark outside, I'm gonna just leave that there. I'm gonna need some light. I'm gonna need to be able to see what you're doing in the back, and we're just gonna have to keep an eye out. There are a lot of different ways that you can be able to make some money. These are just a variety of things that I have tried. And then also with investments. Now, one of the things that I've been doing with making some quote unquote fast money, right, with these different apps, rideshare apps, delivery apps, freelance is still in the works, through investing. So I've found that whatever income that I'm making, I'm just putting it right back into my investment portfolio. That's just part of my system. So I'll just put that money to the side or put it in a high yield savings account where that money is just compounding over time. So just make sure that you understand that there are so many different ways to make money. You can even make money online through being a content creator, right? I haven't got there yet, but I'm building myself up to get there. But you can have, and of course there's gonna be requirements like the amount of subscribers, the amount of followers that you have, what the engagement looks like on your pages. You get some money from that, right? You get a different percentage. On TikTok, you can be part of their partnership program. For even on Amazon, you can put some affiliate links and you can make some money when you purchase Amazon products and somebody else, if you share that product and somebody else buys it, well, you'll get a commission from it. You can even do through Instagram, you can do through Facebook. There are so many ways on which you can make money online. The biggest challenge that I've found is how to make money online as a content creator. Now, keep in mind, I've only been a content creator for less than 6 months. So don't expect these fast results, right? But I'm planting seeds that are gonna grow over time. And the next thing, I'm gonna have a garden full of wealth. And I already consider myself to be wealthy. Even if my bank account, even if my net worth may not fall in the category of the numbers of which they consider this to be wealthy, right? So for example, I got over $1 million, right? I'm wealthy, right? But one of the things that I've been focusing on during this post quitting my job season is I don't want my worth to be determined by only money. I don't want my wealth to be determined by only money. I learned to appreciate where I am because somebody else might be wanting to be where I am, just as I'm striving to be where somebody else might be, as far as just different goals that are being set in life. Now, in my video, the reason why I wanted to cover these main types is because people will often talk about how to make money, which apps to go to, but they don't actually break down how to use each one. I can show you, but I don't think that that's where the real value is. I think the real value is you determining how do you want to spend your time, because time is money. In my second part of this series, I talked about how to actually make money, what that looks like, and some different apps that I've been trying to make money on and have been making money on as well. And then third part of this series is going to be about how to be able to change your mindset to make money. As I said, it's easy to make money. And anybody that doesn't agree with that doesn't understand all the different ways that you can make money. The hard part of that process after you make money is multiplying that money, okay? In order to multiply your money, you have to prepare your mindset. Because if your money is going to talk to you, right? Your money tells you exactly what your values are in life through what you spend your money on. And so in my next video, I'm going to be breaking down the different mentalities, and that's going to help. So one of the most popular ones, right? The poor mentality, right? I had to break that mindset in college where I kept on thinking that money was earned to be spent. And then I got into a mindset of where I understood that money is earned to be invested, because that is going to help make up for the time that you spent, right? That's why we have these 401ks, these Roth IRAs, why time is your most valuable asset, okay? So I am Dr. Miracle Jackson. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. I'll see y'all in the next video that will be launching next week, part 3 of 4 of my series. And in the meantime, please make sure that you take care of yourself. Doctor's orders.